Guys, today we have another very important, very cool tier list. It's been like, I think 6 or 7 months since I uploaded one. So today it's simply time to get a fresh new tier list on the board. Thankfully, our YouTube members voted on it a while back. I mean, we had like 3 of them, so they had a lot of say. Their votes went a long way. But we're here because today we are ranking all of the major endgame battle facility like leader themes. To make it even clearer, it's like essentially whatever the battle frontier or battle frontier adjacent thing is for each generation. We are ranking the exclusive themes in each of those fights against the leaders and whatnot. They are being represented by the actual like people you'd fight themselves, because I mean, quite simply, I wasn't gonna be able to get like a good picture of like each of the facilities themselves. They're all like weirdly sized and everything, and it would just be kind of the worst. So we're representing it with the leaders here. Now, a couple of things we have to preface before we actually like get into the list itself. Number one, not every generation has like a tried and true like sort of battle frontier or like battle facility. For example, you've got like the battle royale thing in Gen 7, and then the battle tree. The battle tree counts. It's just a little different than like the other ones, and the battle royale one it counts because it's kind of its own separate like gimmick thing, and I guess I would include it here. Scarlet and Violet don't really have a battle facility, which is insane to me, by the way, because they put out 2 DLCs, and the second DLC is like all centered around battling at the Blueberry Academy. They didn't even put in any sort of like endgame battling facility there, which I thought was insane. So the closest thing that Gen 9 has is like the Academy tournament, where you can like fight like the teachers, and then like Gita or Nimona or whatever is like the champion of the thing or whatever. So that's like the closest thing they have, so we'll just use that theme. Colress is on here because that's representing the Pokemon World Tournament in Black and White 2, because in original Black and White they just had the Battle Subway and then like Black Tower and like White Forest, and those all share the same leader theme. And then in Pokemon Black and White 2 they added the PWT, which for a lot of those fights has, I mean, for like the iconic characters, they have like their own battle themes. So for the World Tournament specifically, for its like sort of generic, I don't want to say generic, it sounds kind of, but like it's sort of standard like leader theme, the first time you'd hear that theme would be if you're fighting Colress in the PWT. So that's the theme we're using there. The rest of them all have their own themes, with the exception of Leon, because the Battle Tower in Gen 8, everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, he hates Gen 8 so much, he hates modern Pokemon. No, the Battle Tower just sucked in Sword and Shield. It wasn't good, and they didn't even have a separate leader theme for him. That being said, the Battle Tower theme, I mean, we're going to get to it, but I do like it a lot. Yeah, I guess to start things off, we got to make sure we have the right... Actually, no. You know what else I'm going to preface? Because, okay, we get all sorts of comments on these videos. I once again, I'm going to address, if you don't agree with the ranking or the ranking system, do not come at my throat because you don't agree with it. Like, make your own tier list and send it to me with your own ranking system or whatever. Like, don't get all freaking weird and pissy about it in the comments, because dude, I've gotten so many comments of people that like take this way too seriously. I don't control your opinions. I don't control how you can enjoy these themes. You can like them as much as you want. You can rank them differently. It's fine. If you want to have a discussion about it, that is a-okay. I am happy to have discussions about it, but don't get weird, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of responding to the weird ones that are just like writing me literally an essay about how wrong and like dog shit my opinions are. And I'm like, dude, oh my god, please stop. Just please stop. Okay. That's all I ask. So there you go. I'm ranking these literally just based on how much I like them. That's it. There's no in-depth anything for this one. It's just how much do I like this, and like how much do I think it befits a battle against some sort of like fun leader, some sort of like leader where it's supposed to be a challenge. As always, come on, S tier. What is that? Absolute banger, dude. If needed, we'll make an F tier, but I don't think any of them are going to be that bad. I've heard most of these, and like they're pretty good. Which I should also say, chat, I'm not going to just put all of them in S tier, okay? If you're watching this and you like all of the themes and you think all of them should be bangers, I understand. But if I just put all of them in absolute banger, then why even make the list? Why even have any sort of discussion about which ones are better than the others? So They are going to be, just because it's in a lower tier doesn't mean it's a bad theme. I'm telling you now, pretty much all of these themes are good. Let's get into our first theme, guys. Let's get into our first theme, the Pokemon Emerald Battle Frontier leader theme. This is one that we've actually gotten to hear a couple of times recently because we've been going through Pokemon Emerald's Battle Frontier ourselves. So let's just take a listen. Oh, it's so good. Here it comes. Ah, it just goes so hard. Man, what a way to like kick things off, man. Their first like true foray into like a Battle Frontier. Like they technically did the Battle Tower in Gen 2 and Crystal version, but like they didn't use any sort of like exclusive themes for like the battles in that. It was very much, it felt like a Battle Tower beta for sure. It was weird. But like, man, Gen 3, they really brought it with the Battle Frontier, and I love that theme, dude. I think that theme just goes so hard. I mean, this one, I just think it's an absolute banger. That one is absolutely a banger. It just goes crazy. And it's just fun to listen to. It's just, it gets your heart pumping. It like gets you going. Like, it's just, I think that is a great theme for something that's supposed to be exciting, but also like kind of intense, you know? Like these Battle Frontier leader fights, especially, look, as a kid, you're like going against these people and you've had to, if you even got to fight them, it felt like the hardest thing in the world because you're like, oh my God, like I lost in the freaking Battle Dome 80 times in a row and then finally got a really lucky streak and then finally got to go against freaking Tucker and then he just wipes the floor with you with Salamence and you're like, okay, well, I guess it's just over. It doesn't really ever feel like it's not intense or like fun, you know? I don't know. I think it's really good. So we'll move on to our next theme, which is the Tower Tycoon theme. I guess it's like not just Tower Tycoon. I mean, I put him here, but like I think it's the leader theme for all of the Gen 4 like Battle Frontier people, which if you never played Gen 4, they had a Battle Frontier that they put in Pokemon Platinum, and then in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they also put in that sort of like same Battle Frontier. So there's a Battle Tower theme from Diamond and Pearl, which is basically just a pitch shifted champion theme. And then they had the one that they did in the actual Battle Frontier, which I am skipping the Battle Tower themes because just like listen for a second. It's the same thing. So the first like real, because they did the same thing in Brilliant Diamond, you can hear it here. It's still a good theme, but that's from like a completely different list that we've kind of already done. So they did slightly different themes for Heart Gold and Soul Silver and for Pokemon Platinum. We'll listen to the Pokemon Platinum one since I think that's the more probably iconic one. We'll also listen to the Heart Gold Soul Silver version to hear the difference, but I've listened to both of them before and they're both similar enough to where I wouldn't rank them like differently based on the differences. So that's why they're all combined into one category here, just so you're aware. Here we go. Gen 4's Battle Frontier leader theme in Pokemon Platinum. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, this is where it goes in the Heart Gold and Soul Silver one, so take a listen. You can hear the instrumentation change up a bit in this one. Yeah, it's still like a very good theme. I do prefer the Heart Gold Soul Silver version myself, but I think both are like, they're like roughly the same enough to where, again, I would not split them up ranking wise. Going into this, it was tough for me because I'm like, I really do like this theme. There's a part of me that like would put it in absolute banger. Maybe it will be up there. For now, I'm going to put it in A tier because I like it slightly less than the Gen 3 one, but it might move up to absolute banger. It kind of depends on where the rest of these sort of fall, but I really like this theme. The only reason I like it a little bit less is it's a little bit more busy than the Gen 3 one. It's a little bit more busy. It's not even the fact that it's too happy for me. Like, because I think that could be like a criticism of it, but like, it's not even that it's too happy. Because I think, again, like these battle facilities aren't meant to be like, it's not like you're fighting an evil villain, right? Like an evil villain theme, I would hope, is a little bit more like evil, right? It's like not this happy-go-lucky fun one. These ones, I think it's fine if it's happy-go-lucky because like at the end of the day, like the stakes in these are not, oh, the world's ending. It's like, oh, it's a fun challenge boss fight, not a save the world boss fight, you know? So I'm okay with it being really happy, but it's a little busy for me. It's a little busy. There's parts where it like chills out a bit and I like it. And I think the instrumentation in the Heart Gold Soul Silver version helps that even a little bit more because I feel like it breathes a little bit more with the different instrumentation, but it's just, there's parts where it's just a little too busy for me. I feel like the best part is a part where it's just starting on the Heart Gold Soul Silver version. Yeah, shout out to, I linked it in the tier list description. This person, Silvuddy, threw together like these compilations of music, and I just really liked the layout that they had. I wish there was chapters that would make scrolling through these a little bit easier. But shout out to Silvuddy for throwing this together. It's a big, these sort of compilations are a huge help for doing these tier lists. So the next theme is the Battle Subway theme from Pokemon Black and White. This is like when you fight people like Ingo at the end of the Battle Subway. I've never actually gotten to do those fights. I didn't play Gen 5 until about 2016. So I never actually got to like do those fights just because I just didn't have enough time to like pour into the battle facilities once I was an adult. But I'm looking forward to hearing the theme again because I've heard the theme before because I did do like Black Tower, and it's the same theme that they use for Banga. There we go. There we go. Build up. Okay. It's like good. I like the intro a lot, and then it kind of stays on that like kind of one ascending idea for pretty much most of the rest of the theme. It does like a little like B section, but it's very much I don't know. It's not like a very intricate loop. Like it kind of loops pretty quick there. But I do like the theme. I think it's fun. I think it's pretty good, but it doesn't, I don't know if it fully, I mean, I think the intro feels like one of these sort of themes. Overall, I think it's probably gonna be like a C probably. I mean, I do like the theme, but I mean, I'm gonna probably like all of these themes. So I think that's probably gonna be like the C tier for now. I'm torn between C and B. It's pretty solid. It might move up to B, but for now, I think I'm going to put it in C. Regular battle theme might be better. I mean, regular battle theme is pretty good in Gen 5, but I do like, there's like some unique stuff that they do in there with like keeping on your toes with like when the notes come in that I do actually like a lot. Let's get into our next theme. So the next theme is the Pokemon World Tournament final round theme. Again, I already kind of prefaced this, but to very quickly say this again. In the World Tournament, The later tournaments, like a lot of those trainers have their own sort of like, you know, like if you're fighting someone like Cynthia or like Steven or something like that, they have their own like theme at the end. The more like standard one, the first time you hear like the standard like final battle leader theme of the Pokemon World Tournament is when you fight Colress, hence why Colress is representing this one, is the PWT final round theme. Okay. Okay. Dude, wait, the bass goes kind of crazy in this song. Okay. And then it loops. Wow. Wow. Wait, that theme goes crazy. Dude, I haven't heard that theme in actually so long. I love how intricate that is. That one goes crazy. I love how like the instrumentation like trades off the like little melody parts it does. Like it comes in with that like high part doing the melody and then like it trades it off to like the guitar or whatever like doing it and like, oh my God. It actually breathes. It breathes like it goes like bum boom bum bum like it's like I love the like I don't have any problems with that theme at all. I think it's just sick. That's a banger, dude. That's absolutely an absolute banger. That theme goes crazy. The bass guitar makes that whole theme go around. I mean, that like combined with like actual percussion. Okay, so like one thing that started to happen a lot, I've talked about this before, like Gen 5 and onwards, was the Pokemon composers they fell in love with like constant freaking drums non-stop forever in every freaking song for like a couple generations. I'm so glad they didn't do that with this theme because like the drums actually feel like they're like perfect throughout like the whole theme. It's just great. That's just a very, very well done theme. Oh, that's a blast to listen to. All right, well, moving on from Gen 5 here, we get into Gen 6, which in Gen 6 they had, what is it called? The Battle Maison or whatever? I feel like it's just not pronounced Mason, M-A-I-S-O-N. They didn't feel like doing a Battle Frontier in X and Y, and then in Alpha Ruby or Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, you know, the classic big, not conspiracy, the big issue that everyone had with it was, you know, them putting up a sign in the game that's like, oh, the Battle Frontier is under construction. Controversy, yes, that's the word I was trying to think of. Controversy. It was technically a battle facility. It was a very, very underwhelming one, but you know what I will say is all the designs for like the people that are like the leaders in there, I actually do think are kind of cool. They have like these cool like different dresses on, and I'm like, you know what? The actual character designs for them are kind of cool. The actual facility, I did try it a little bit in Omega Ruby, and it did not hold my attention for very long. It was not, I didn't really like it that much. Pokemon has never had controversy, man. What the fruck? Sorry, he said frick, but he censored it, so I didn't know what the letter was. I just guessed. I think you're just right, by the way. They've never had any controversies. This theme sure does sound familiar, doesn't it? This theme sure does sound familiar, doesn't it? Let's take a quick listen to another theme that I know. Weird, man. They simply reused the Elite Four theme again. Yeah. Listen, people always give me shit in these lists about, oh, he just hates modern Pokemon. This guy hates modern Pokemon games. No, I very specifically have a lot of problems with modern Pokemon games, and this is one of them. Now, you also might say, well, Diamond and Pearl also reused their Elite Four themes, and I would say, you're right, and that's why I didn't even bother ranking them. I addressed that already. I agree. The thing is, they made up for it. Because the next games that came out that used a battle frontier or a battle facility, they said, we should come up with a theme. We should make a cool theme. And then they made a pretty dang good one. You know what X and Y did? They said, let's remake Ruby and Sapphire and put the same shitty battle facility there and not give it a good theme. Let's just keep reusing the X and Y Elite Four theme. Like, I just commenters, people, you have to understand, like, these are the sort of things I have a problem with. Is the theme fine? I didn't really like it as an Elite Four theme either because it never really does anything. It just kind of sits there. It had a lot of potential. I think if they added any sort of real like melody or something, like I think it could have been kind of cool as like an Elite Four theme, but then I mean it's already reused and it's just kind of not very good. We're just gonna put that in D tier. They cut a lot of corners in X and Y, dude. Not to say that all of X and Y are bad. I've had to clarify this so many times. There are so many parts of modern Pokemon games, even X and Y, even Sun and Moon, that I really do enjoy. Even Sword and Shield. I'm a big Sword and Shield hater. But there is a lot of stuff in Sword and Shield I actually really like. Like, if they had done, like, Pokemon Platinum and Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and they just, like, didn't make any sort of, like, theme for all these different, like, battle people, and they just use the Elite Four theme, I would have had the same problem. I've been like, that's like lazy as fuck. It's just not good. This list is bad. Everything should be in S. Mike, we already addressed this. Our next theme is the theme for the final. Now, this was kind of a, again, so this is where it got a little weird because it's Gen 7 and the two like battle facilities they're not like traditional battle facilities. The battle tree kind of is. The battle royale is really just on here for fun. So we'll do that after like the actual, you know, like battle tree theme here. It was hard for me to gauge like what to put as the battle tree theme because there isn't really like one standard battle tree like leader theme. I mean, I don't know. I kind of agreed with like, again, what was thrown on here, like the theme that they do for like red and blue, because they're like the final battle, I guess, in the battle tree. I don't know. We've technically ranked the theme before because we ranked it for rival themes. I don't necessarily want to dock it too much for being like a reuse theme because it's a multi-purpose theme, I guess. So I don't really want to like dock it for that. Like they're technically rivals, but they're also like the final battle. And it's not like it's like a theme that they use somewhere else for the same thing. It's just the battle itself serves as like, I don't know how else to explain this. An Elite Four theme being used for the Elite Four and then also being used for something completely different is different than a theme that can serve multiple purposes in its one thing that it's being used for, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so like there's the loop, right? You take an absolutely iconic theme and you remix it to really fit the aesthetic of like the Alolan music, and it's good. I mean, it's like it is a hard one to mess up. It's a great theme. I really do like what they did with that theme. I think it does a good job of like blending both blue and red's themes into one. The only like real issue I have with it is that right before it loops, it does this whole build up, and then it loops, and it doesn't quite feel like the payoff's there at the like right before it loops. Like I feel like it builds up and then it kind of like blue balls you a little bit. But like it's still it's a nitpick for a very, very solid, well-made theme that really, again, I love that it lets itself breathe at multiple occasions. It brings it up, it brings it down, it like brings it back up. Like it kind of checks all the boxes for me, and it feels fun. It feels fun, and like I said, it matches the aesthetic of Alola pretty well. So I would say I think it's on par with Gen 4s for me. I really like both themes. Yeah, I think that's a very good, just like A tier. Like just it very much does its job, and it does it really well. It's not one that I'd like probably have in like my own like playlist. These are ones that I would absolutely have in my. I mean, I have the Gen 3 one on a soundboard. Like, I can just play that at, you know, like I can play this one whenever. So they're definitely. I mean, I think these two themes are very good. This one might even be a little bit higher. We'll see. Yeah, I think it fits pretty good there for me. I like it in A tier. Why is bro tweaking? What do you mean? Why is bro tweaking? I'm dancing, man. I'm letting my body feel the music. Why are you such a hater? Dance with me, dude. We'll dance the night away. You and me. All right. Now I guess we'll do the Battle Royale one real quick. It's kind of like I don't want to like, it's just not quite like a true, well, I don't know. The Battle Royale Dome is like so interesting to me because it's a battle facility, but it's so different than any of the other battle facilities, but it's kind of funny. And I think it technically counts as a battle facility. So we're going to rank it here. Well, it's kind of good. Okay. I mean, it's just good. Like, I kind of love that. It's a lot of fun. Like as like a battle facility, like it doesn't necessarily evoke the feeling of like you're fighting a leader of a battle facility, which I don't think it technically is anyway. I think it's just like the song that they use for the battles in there. Because I don't think there is like a true like leader of the facility. I think that's just like the Battle Royale theme. But it's a lot of fun. Like I just kind of like listening to that. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. I want to put it in B because it like doesn't really feel like a leader theme much at all. If they made that the rival theme, I'd probably it's still kind of too happy for a rival theme. Honestly, yeah, you know what? Like, if this was like How's theme, I'd actually be like more fine with it. Because How's theme normally is just kind of whatever for me. But if that was his theme, I'd be like, okay, How? Like, okay. How's bringing it. It's a good song. That's a lot of fun to listen to. I think I'm going to leave it in B because it just doesn't quite get to this as far as like facility leader themes go for me. That's one I'd love to just listen to for funsies. That's for sure. That's a fun theme. The next theme is the Generation 8, the Sword and Shield Battle Tower theme. I will preface again, the Battle Tower in Gen 8, it just wasn't very good. Like it as a battle facility, it kind of just wasn't good. But the song that they use, because they didn't even have like a true like Leon's just like the leader in there too, and he doesn't use any sort of like different theme as far as I know. Because I was trying to look into it, and they think they use the same theme. However, as you're about to hear, I think it's okay, and we're gonna listen to this, and maybe you'll understand. This is the Battle Tower theme from Pokemon Sword and Shield. Oh, this like dead ass, I think is my favorite theme to come out of Sword and Shield. And let me preface, there are a couple of songs in Sword and Shield that I really like. If you watch any of the previous tier lists, there's a couple of Sword and Shield songs that are like, they're way up there. Absolute banger every day of the week for me. I love this theme. It's so good. That's why I can like forgive them for not coming up with like a separate like Battle Tower leader theme, because the theme that they did come up with for the Battle Tower was so good. I'm like, I'd rather hear this than anything else. If I'm fighting the leader or any battle, whatever, I'll listen to that all day. The instrumentation's so much fun. The energy in it's great. The melody of it's great. It's so well done. Shout out Toby Fox. That was the first thing that Toby Fox made for Pokemon, and it was, it's so good. I'm sweating. That one like rivals these two for me. It might be like here, honestly. I'm gonna put them here just for some controversy. All right, the last theme here, again, this is one that we had to do. It's a little bit of a stretch because it's the only thing that Scarlet and Violet really have to offer that feels anything like a pseudo battle facility. It's one of the many underwhelming parts about Scarlet, and I like Scarlet and Violet quite a bit as like a playthrough, but the end game, there's not a whole lot to do if you like really enjoy battling, unless you just play ranked. Like it's just like ranked battling and that's it. There's no like PvE like battle facility, which is kind of a bummer. But the closest thing we have to it is the Academy Ace tournament. It's like what you can do at the end of like pretty much your whole playthrough. It's got like the different like teachers with their own teams, and then the final fight of it is like Nimona or Gita or I think like Arven can be one of them or something. Like there's a handful of people that can be like the final battle of that one. We've got good old Dendra, the like what, dance instructor. I think she's like the dance instructor. Yeah, so we're gonna listen to the Academy Ace tournament battle theme, and that'll be the last theme we're ranking. So. Oh yeah. Okay. I don't like the electric guitar there. Okay. How do we bring it back up now? Okay, nice. Next thing. There's a lot I like about that, and then there's parts that I don't really like about it, but like that's also just another like really well-made song. Like, I mean, Pokemon music in general is just really well made. Like, there's so much of it that's it's just so good. The instrumentation especially is just really fun. It's just a really fun instrumentation. It almost feels like, in a way, it almost feels like a Mario Kart theme. You know what I'm saying? Yes! Oh my god, Koala, you literally typed that? That's so crazy. That's so crazy. We had said the same thing. It feels like a Mario Kart theme. And like Mario Kart music also goes kind of hard. So like, that's so crazy. I was literally reading Kieran's has its ups and down message as I was saying that, and then yours pops up. That's crazy. It definitely fits the vibe of Gen 9 for sure. Because Gen 9 is very much a like big communal, like fun. I mean, it's an academy, right? So like it feels like something that would like a big band could be playing like during this like a tournament or whatever, like off on the side or something. There's only really one part of it that I was like, oh, that's weird, because like the electric guitar comes in after like a flute does a part, and I'm like, that is kind of jarring to hear. But for the most part, I do like a lot of what that theme's doing. I think it's on a similar vibe to like the Battle Royale one here. I think it's like they're both kind of right there for me. There's parts of this that like kind of make me want to put it above, but there's also parts that make me want to bring it a little bit back down. So I think it's going to fit kind of nicely in B tier. And honestly, I feel pretty good about that. I think that these three are pretty much in a tier of their own. You could make an argument that these two could be absolute bangers, but they're not definitive ones for me, and that's why they're down a tier. I think these two are a lot of fun. I genuinely think these two themes are just very fun to listen to. Not quite ones that I think of with like a leader, like any sort of like leader theme, but they're really fun. I almost want to just make B tier really fun. This one fits. I thought that this one might end up moving up, but it actually I think is the perfect fit for the C tier on this list, because it's definitely not as bad as this. And the only reason that I didn't make like an F tier here is because like the theme itself for the Gen 6 one, it's fine. Yeah, so I guess that's the list, man. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube and you don't agree with the things I said here, then by all means, please feel free to make your own list and send it my way. And or if you'd like to have like a respectful conversation about these things in the comments, let me know. Call him out. No, don't do that. Just be normal. Also, another tier list where I can confidently say that modern Pokemon, I mean, you could argue dominated this, right? Depending on what you consider modern Pokemon, you have one theme from like the nostalgia days, and then literally all the other top themes. I mean, I guess you could also consider this the nostalgia days, but like, I mean, Gen 7, Gen 5, Gen 8, Gen 9, Gen 7, like a lot of modern games like really kind of dominated the upper tiers here. So good job, modern Pokemon music. You did good. Anyways, yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, please do subscribe to the channel, because there's more fun Pokemon stuff coming up, all sorts of fun stuff coming up. So make sure to subscribe. And that's it. That's about it. That's all I've got for the tier list. Goodbye.